The number one biggest mistake I'm seeing all the new people on YouTube making about their home gym. Guys, the chicken is here. Back today with another home gym video. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel. So what are we talking about today? This is something that kind of took off when Basement Brandon Campbell made a video on horse stall mats, okay? So the idea was, and I've seen this, just like everybody does this now. Like, I guess everybody saw the video. And I'm not necessarily knocking the idea. We're going to talk about it. So what he did was, on his horse stall mats, he put the black Gorilla Tape over the seams. And sure, it looks great. It looks clean. Keeps this stuff from getting in the cracks. So the problem is, you know, that's great for either a garage or finished basement. That's not where we're at, and I'm assuming that's probably not where a lot of you guys, or at least some of you, are at either. So the problem with horse stall mats in general is they're very difficult to clean. They're very difficult to move. You can see in my floor, I've actually gotten rid of almost all my horse stall mats. It's a little bit messy, but probably doesn't help the point I'm making, but you get what I mean. So I got rid of most of my horse stall mats because it just became such a pain in the ass to clean underneath them. And I prefer the look of, you know, of the concrete floor. And yeah, you need stall mats on some of your pieces. You need it under your squat rack or where you're deadlifting or whatever, because you do want to protect your floor, but you don't necessarily need them everywhere. And the problem with the taping thing is, you know, if you tape all the seams, then they're essentially impossible to get underneath them. So if you have moisture, if you have water, which is very common in older homes, something that I definitely deal with here, it just creates like this really gross, you know, you can get mold, you can get bugs, you can get just this bacteria growth because it gets wet underneath there, and you have no way of drying them out to simply, you know, take the tape off, flip them over, clean them all. And, you know, huge pain. So before you go and do that, make sure that you have the appropriate space to do so. Namely a garage or a totally finished basement, probably not in Canada, that's climate controlled. Otherwise, you're going to run into some issues for sure. So, you know, that's the biggest thing. And to me, you know, the flooring kind of just depends. Like, again, using my space as an example, in an older home, the basement is sloped towards the sump pump, right? Because it's designed, excuse me, it's designed to get wet. So the stall mats, you know, they kind of just exacerbate the problem of the floor being a little bit uneven, because you want that. If you do have water coming in, you want to make sure that it goes towards your sump pump. You don't want it, you know, you don't want the floor perfectly level and it just collecting everywhere. But the look of the stall mats on an uneven floor, stuff just doesn't fit right. And then especially if you tape it down after that, you're just, you know, making the problem exponentially worse. So that's the biggest thing, because I see everybody doing this now. Everyone that has stall mats tapes the seams. So it's, you know, it's cool and it's great and it's a bonus if it's in the right space. But if it's not, then it can create a lot of problems. So that's what I want to talk about today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Catch you next one.